eye was my favorite color, depression. And I wore it like a full-length chinchilla. A scent of angelica root and black pepper stung my eyes, and somewhere between an ill wind and the mouth of a cave, I snatched something by the throat. My children's father was a Goliath of a man simply walking through a day in which all circumstances were unfortunate. My children's father was a lover. I turned into a bird every time he threatened to leave me. However, he was a little stronger than even I had imagined. Tiny bones in my ears shatter every time I recall the first time he refused me, the first time he refused to return to his manly form, which begs the question whether he was merely a man at all, which begs the question whether he came knowing spells. He knew spells. Why didn't anyone tell me he knew spells? He is the reason I am in this room. Furious that he wouldn't return to the succulent lover I so desperately craved, I ripped out his wings and cut off his feet. Fine, try flying without those. It worked for a while. He lay at the back of his cage, defeated, unraveled in blood and feces, beautifully eviscerated, wonderfully controlled, and with all the best parts still intact. It worked until he lay in wait for me to press my yearning against his cage and coo his passions into betraying him once again. It worked until he plunged a gangrenous claw into my chest and out my back, taking chunks of heart and spine along with it, all the while speaking words I could not decipher. He knew spells. Why didn't anyone tell me? He knew spells. Go on, turn the screw, I screamed. I've been in need of a good tup. You stumbling nutted, nothing good, no good, nothing of a man. You know, I should have just pulled out my dick and fucked you like the pussy you turned out to be. Go on. You can't kill me, you fool. You can't erase me, you silly bird. To which he replied, oh, no, I don't want you to die. I wish you eternal life. In all the hells you have so painstakingly created, I wish you nothing but rot, Nema. Rot in the annals of your formidable perfection. In a word, go to hell, bitch. Then, with a viciousness even I didn't see coming, he pecked out my eye, mumbling some drivel about always watching. That motherfucker sprouted a full set of wings, elusive to the naked gaze, and flew through my goddamn ceiling. So there you have it. That's my baby daddy. So, now Billy has left with a twisted logic to save the world and a secret hope to find his father. And Nikwa, as usual, is in hot pursuit to clean up messes that don't have a fucking thing to do with her. What a waste. So much for not everyone wanting to be miserable. She has no idea what awaits her. So, Sia, have you seen enough? Are you still angry with Nema? Let me tell you something. You are just as clueless as my motherfucking kids. You love to go around telling people that every day for the last 22, you have been awakened by a crazy woman screaming inside your head. Like I don't have better things to do than torture some little psychic peeping Tom. Bullshit. I did not assassinate your silence, as you were so fond of saying. You killed it because you were so obsessed with me. So, if not everyone wants to be miserable, prove it. Stop feeding me. Stop cultivating that which sustains me. Have you not figured out who the fuck I am yet? I am the queen of misery. So if not everyone wants to be miserable, then stop creating so much fucking misery. If not everyone wants to be miserable, please kill me. Be happy. But you won't. You like the pain too much. At that point, I did the only thing that was left to do. I stopped looking. I stopped watching. And I turned towards an unfathomably gorgeous thought. And then another. And then another. And another. And another. And somewhere in that succulent stream, I simply had to turn back and look one last time. And I saw it. In my shift from the horrific to the gorgeous, I had inadvertently gutted Nima. With a curious smile on her face, she had immediately called him in. He was an old dear friend. With a curious smile on her face, she had immediately begun to suckle at the nipple of death. And I threw up the last of the deep yellow. Miracles are messy. They have a tendency to bleed around the edges. Answer something for me. No, seriously. How much do you know about your yearning? Do you realize that when you are not looking, your unattended desires are living a life all their own? Do you understand that when you are entertaining all that shit that you don't really give a fuck about, your deepest of urges have ceased to ask for your permission? And they have invited in all sorts of creatures. I am the entity who lives in a place known as the blur, the bleed, the run, the intermingle. And I am the holder of all those irreverent fantasies lurking in the corners of your corners. Today, for you, I stepped out of the blur. You see, dearests, your dreams are my dreams, whether I like it or not. No offense. It's just the way I'm made. Oh, and this. Well, I discovered that when I finally decided to stop aborting my own dreams, I was perpetually pregnant. Big ideas, huh? Well, do with that one what you will. Thank you.